Hello, and welcome to Guidance for Better Life. Today, my guest, Martha Stenson, has a beautiful story how she learned to live life a little more fully and also live without regrets. And I think if we can each learn to live a little more fully and enjoy our family and friends a little bit more and not have many regrets, I think that's a pretty successful life. If you stay to the end, there is a little twist, though, that I think is also important. So, hi, Martha.
Hi, Del.
Thanks for coming in again.
Thanks for having me here.
You've done this before. You've written several stories, so thanks for coming back.
You're welcome.
You called this story, You'll Kick Yourself If You Don't, or something like that. It really means it's a slang word for you'll regret it if you don't do something, so, or a cliche or something. So we were at a wedding. I actually had conducted the wedding a couple years ago, I guess. And people started dancing, and I came up to you, and I know you and your husband, Scott, are great dancers. You took dance lessons, but you're sitting there. So I go, why don't you guys go dance? And I think I said something else.
You did. You looked at me and you said, the way you looked at me and you said, why don't you dance? If you don't, you're going to kick yourself later.
You'll kick yourself later. In other words, you regret not dancing.
Right.
You took lessons. You're good dancers. And did you dance?
We did, and it was true. I would have kicked myself later because at that time we were beginners, and I did not have much self-confidence in myself.
You're still pretty good, though. Better than most of the crowd. You actually had lessons.
Well, thank you.
So, and that started a trend in your whole story you wrote about.
It did. I heard you say that, and it reminded me of another time you had said it, and then a few weeks later, our family went on a vacation.
Down to Georgia?
To Georgia, And I heard this little voice, your voice say, you'll kick yourself a few times.
You'll kick yourself.
Yeah.
What were you going to do? You were at a lake?
We went to the beach down there.
Okay.
Tybee Island is the beach near Savannah.
Okay.
And it was May. It was late May. And everybody got themselves together on the sand. And I was wondering if the water was cool because it was May. And I was wondering if they'd be on the sand for a while, So I thought, because for me, going in the water is very important.
Yeah, okay, but you were kind of leaning
I was
for
thinking
not
about
going
maybe
in.
I shouldn't go in yet.
Maybe not.
But I really wanted to.
But you heard a little voice.
I heard this voice say, go ahead or you'll kick yourself.
You'll kick yourself if you don't.
Yeah.
Now, there's your regret.
Right. Even if I went in later.
Did you get in?
I went right in. Yeah, I dropped everything and sprinted down there. And the water was warm, and it was wonderful, and I spent the whole day down there.
All the things you thought about, all the excuses, it was wonderful. It wasn't cold, it was just right.
It was.
I think in your story, not only did you enjoy the day more, but your family started coming, and all the extended family started coming in the water with you.
Yeah, they all came down at different times, some sooner than others, but they all came down, and it was wonderful. They shared in the fun, the joy of being in the ocean, and it was
because you had the courage to follow your heart and do what you wanted to do, and you didn't listen to your excuses. No. Did your whole family enjoy the day more because
they did?
You did what you wanted to do and followed your heart.
They did. I followed my heart, and I truly had a wonderful time. They saw that I was having a spontaneous, wonderful time. So
and they wanted to have fun too.
They did. And there was my one daughter. She did not. I said to her husband, I said, why isn't she coming down? He said, well, she's going to skip it going in the water. And I said, I heard your voice. I heard that voice say, I said to him, I said, tell her if she doesn't come down, she's going to kick herself.
Kick herself in the morning.
So he laughed, and he went up, and he told her that, and she came down. She really had a good time.
Was she glad? She was glad
she was glad, and that was the only day we went to the beach, too. So
okay. So you all had a great time because you followed your heart and did what you felt like you wanted to do.
I did.
And then it kind of mushroomed. The whole family enjoyed the day.
They did.
Yeah. Would you truly have regretted if you hadn't got in?
Yeah. Even if I had gone in later, I would have regretted it because that was our only day. I wanted to spend the whole time in there.
It also took time for the rest of the family to come down.
Yeah, and we enjoyed the time together.
Okay. Yeah. And then I think on the same trip you went to a water park. Was that the same trip?
Yes. The next day we went to a swimming pool where the girls, when they were younger, they had gone down these 2 water slides.
Is one a tunnel that's dark?
It is.
Totally black.
Totally black.
You don't know. I don't know if I go through that, probably. And Did you end up going down that?
I did. I started by just going down the one. They weren't going to go down the tunnels, but at all. I mean,
Okay.
the slides, I'm sorry. They weren't going to go down the slides, but they were just watching the kids. They said, well, only kids can go down these slides.
Oh,
And
adults can go too.
I said, go ahead. If you don't, you're going to kick yourself. So
There
they
goes again.
immediately went in and they started going down the slides.
They're
They went
used,
down, yeah,
They're used to hearing, if you don't, you'll kick yourself
right,
later.
at this point.
Didn't one of them tell you, actually put the terms back on you?
Absolutely.
There was a tunnel that was a little scary. You're a water slide, but it was dark for a while.
Yeah.
Little scary.
Yeah, I was afraid to go
Did
down
one
that
of
one.
the, yeah, one of them told you, if you
Mhm.
don't, you kick yourself?
Yeah, my son-in-law, it was almost time to go home, and I just mentioned to him, I said, I kind of wished I'd gone down that tunnel that was dark in there, and he just looked at me and he said, go ahead, you're going to kick yourself
You'll
if you
kick
don't.
yourself.
So I knew that, so I just got the courage up and went up the stairs and down the slide, and it was fun. I did it a few times.
So it sounds like you're living more fully without regret.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't really see it till you started. I read the story, but now I see more clearly. It went beyond you
Oh, yeah.
to not live with the regret and go ahead and do stuff you want to do, safe things. But your family's now telling you, if you don't do it, you'll kick yourself in the morning.
Right.
So it's like you blessed them with that saying. I wonder if they still say that when they're about to do something and they almost don't do it, and then they remember these words, you'll kick yourself in the morning if you don't. So it seemed like it mushroomed to the family also.
It did. I think we all had a better time because of it.
Are you still doing that? That's been a few years now. You still think, do those
Yeah.
words still haunt you? You kick yourself?
Well, I consider them a good communication that I feel blessed to hear those words.
Okay.
I don't think, I think that the actual words
You're not being
themselves are,
haunted.
no.
Okay.
I consider it a blessing to hear them.
Now, I told the audience there was a twist at the end. And the twist was, besides the beautiful having fun life and had more fun with your family, and now they're encouraged to do things when they might not, but to go ahead and do it and not regret not doing something. The biggest pearl here and the little twist at the end is not having regret, I think is how you said it, for what?
For nurturing a relationship with divine, drawing nigh to God.
Yeah.
That was where I originally heard it said.
Okay.
You originally had said that years ago.
Okay, before
To-
the wedding.
At the school, you
Oh, at
had
the
said.
school.
At
Okay,
the
I
school, you
forgot
had
that.
said, if you don't nurture this relationship with divine that's being
Yeah.
offered, then you'll kick yourself when your life is over.
Yeah, someday. Because life, as soul you live forever, but in our bodies, even your mom just passed at 100, but still 100 years ago is pretty quick when we're down here. And you keep thinking you'll have time after the kids are grown or after they're out of diapers, when you get your promotion, and pretty soon life's over. And would you say that more important than water slides and
Yes.
going into water is drawing close to God and developing a relationship, a personal one? Do you feel that's the most important part of a life?
That is the most important part.
It is.
It is. And if I hadn't have had that relationship, those other things wouldn't have happened. I wouldn't have had that,
Okay.
heard that, to go down to the beach or to dance or to any of those things without the relationship.
Okay.
So but that's not why I would have the relationship, but that everything good comes from that relationship.
Okay. So rather than regretting going to water or dancing, you feel, for the audience, that if you don't spend time developing a relationship with the divine, each in your own way, that would be your biggest regret of all in life,
Yes.
not to do that?
Yes. Yes.
I tend to agree with that. I think
Yeah.
everything spiritual to me and my relationship with the divine is absolutely number one. And I know you for a lot of years. I think our relationship with divine makes everything else better. I think I'm a better husband, a better father, a better neighbor, because God's first in my life. And I think that's what you're telling us.
Yes. Yes.
And why put that off? Because it's great when you have a relationship with God. Why would you wait another minute for that? Why
Right.
you regret
Right.
it? So is there anything else you'd like to share?
Well, I am just so grateful for that relationship, and I credit my relationship with the divine for bringing the abundance that I do have with my family, and
Yeah.
and for being able to be more spontaneous and
So if you have the relationship to the divine, with the divine, that changes everything.
It
More
does.
than you kick yourself. It just
Right.
makes everything better.
It makes everything better, and I think it makes everything better for those, my loved ones as well.
Okay. And why would that be?
Because God truly loves me.
He does love you.
And the relationship is about two. So
Yeah.
I can accept more love when I have a relationship, and I can give more love.
Okay. Thank you, Martha. And God loves you too. And the first part of the story was don't regret doing things with your family or going swimming or down a water slide or whatever. And if you don't regret and you get in and do things that your heart tells you you would like to do, and you don't have excuses why you don't, like the water might be cold when it was perfect, it also may rub off on your friends and family and they can have a good time. But so much more than that, and overarching beyond everything in this story, is please do not wait to develop a relationship with God. It will change everything in your life for the better, and you can have a personal relationship with God. And Martha's story can be found in chapter 34, Testimonies of God's Love, book 3. And this is on Amazon. I think this is also an audiobook and Kindle. And I have about a dozen books or so on my author page, and they all help you recognize God's love, every one of them, and how to respond to that, and how to draw closer to God. So I hope you check out the books, and thank you for watching today. I hope this show inspires you to live without regret. Thank you.